cold fronts passing through Texas can stall off the coast and form in the storm systems called Gulf lows, or Texas lows. They're similar to tropical storms in a way, except they happen when it's cold. And they can make waves too, like the one in January of 2009. Sometimes a cold front will pass off the Texas coast and stall over the Gulf with low pressure forming off the remnants of it. These are kind of similar to a tropical storm in that they rotate counterclockwise and make waves, except it's cold instead of warm, sometimes really cold. Usually they're weaker than tropical storms and they move off to the east pretty quick, so they're not as good of wave makers for Texas. But occasionally a strong one will form and hang around for a while, like the one in January of 2009. Living on the upper coast of Texas, the decision was made to try Galveston first, as it's less exposed to the east and northeast winds that accompany these storms than the Surfside area is. And when I got there, it was really jumbled up. The low was actually too close to the coast, and the waves were running over each other. But there were some good surfers out at 51st Street, giving it their best. After a while, though, you could tell the conditions were improving. But I decided to head down the coast, where the swell was likely to be bigger and last longer. Rather than driving inland and accessing the freeway, I took some of the smaller roads closer to the coast and going through towns like Palacios, Port Lavaca, and Rockport. My destination was more than 4 hours and 200 miles away. Yes, Texas is a big state. Driving south, the skies cleared out, instilling more confidence this was the right decision. Port Aransas on the coastal bend of Texas is set up well for these kinds of swells, with a long jetty that gives shelter from north wind conditions and deeper water than the upper coast of Texas. That night, the low pressure in the Gulf deepened, and the winds and swell increased. The next day, the wind began to lighten around noon, and the surf began to clean up. low pressure in the Gulf grew into a full-blown nor'easter on the East Coast. If you like these videos, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps.